Hey, maybe
Alright.
after the stream, you should take a break.
Oh,
I don't want you getting stressed out or anything.
alright. Just so you know, we are on air now. Hey, guys, girls, and everyone in between. This is Rebellious Pastry here. And let's just say that we are late again due to stupid computer and Wi Fi problems. Yay! Also, what did you say? Or can you please DM me what you said? Um,
Sure.
but anyways, hey, guys, girls, and everyone in between. This is Rebellious Pastry here. I'm not quite sure, if I already said that or not, but regardless, I guess I said it twice. So, basically, sorry, my, computer was being a piece of work again. It was like, you need an update. You need an update. Yep. Um, and sorry about missing, stream last week. My job really needed, extra help, so I sacrificed that slot so I could help them out. But yeah. Anyways, so okay, alright. Anyways, hey Mix, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, everyone. It's Mix, and um, I'll be joining Pastry today to play some audio games.
Yeah.
Yippee! I'm ready to have some fun.
Yep. And I'm gonna figure out which I'm gonna go into my studio and figure out which link is the real link because um my computer decided to throw out random streams that aren't happening because this one is. And they all say the same thing too. And yeah. Um I forgot. Do you have a YouTube Mix or no?
Yes, I do. Um, it's it's Let Mixels Live 2017.
Can you please send me a link to your
Oh,
YouTube real quick?
got it.
But yeah. Um um as far as my channel announcements go, I'm kind of working on the story behind my condition video, but I've just been so busy with work and school stuff that I wasn't necessarily able to add more to it. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna send a link to Mix's YouTube so that you guys can enjoy her stuff. Your pronouns are she, they, right? Am I remembering it correctly?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, after I go to um live, um there's okay. So, I'm gonna have to after I post a link, I'm gonna have to like delete a ton of fake versions of the stream because of how my computer was beefing with me. So there's that. Um, hello. Um, so is Mithra the doctor one of your friends, or are they brand new to the channel? Do you know who this person
Oh,
is?
they're my friends. She's my
Nice.
friend.
Nice. Anyways, so as I delete all of the fake streams here, I'm going to tell you guys what we're doing. So, um the episode that we're doing here today is called Food Debate. So, basically, um you know those kind of funny silly arguments people have had about food? That's what we're doing
Mm-hmm.
today. Like, you know, that whole pineapple, do pineapples belong on pizza type questions? Yeah, those things. But, anyways, so, um, me and Mix are going to ask each other those kinds of questions and answer those kinds of questions. But if you wish to participate in the game today, please feel free to ask your food related question. The more controversial, the better. Um, and then put either at Rebellious Pastry or a donut symbol next to your name so that we know that you're talking to us, not each other. But please keep in mind that Um, I'm still gonna be moderating both chats. And yeah. Anyways, we're on YouTube and Twitch. So, was I? I don't think the last episode I was on with Mix was on Twitch. But yeah, we have a Twitch now, which I've only been mostly streaming show episodes on because I've been just extremely busy with a ton of stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I successfully deleted all of the fake links. So there's that. Um so would you like me to get started or would you like to start? I think I'll start. So I'm going to start with the whole does pineapples belong on pizza?
Honestly, to me, it depends. Like, I personally think pineapples belong on pizza, mainly because it helps balance out the saltiness sometimes pizza sometimes give off whenever you eat a slice.
I personally don't think pineapples should go on pizza because it like the combination of the sweetness and the cheese just ain't it. Just isn't it at all. And I don't
That
understand why.
that's why I'm.
I don't even
Oh,
understand
I'm
why.
sorry.
I don't even understand why people would e- even think that pineapples on pizza is a good idea. But that's just
That's
me.
perfectly understandable in my opinion.
Yep. Um. Alrighty, your turn.
I I think I've said this one before. Do you think chicken wings or turkey wings are better?
Oh yeah, you talked about this when we were figuring out what game to play today, and I'm gonna stick with the answer I gave you during the whole during like the pre even before pre-stream when we are figuring out what we were doing today. And I'm gonna say that chicken wings are better than turkey wings because turkey wings are too tough. And imagine imagine how much of a mess it would be to sauce turkey wings and um have like a batch of buffalo turkey wings. Yeah, that just sounds like a problem waiting to happen. How about
Honestly, I prefer turkey wings over chicken wings, mainly based on how you cook them. If you cook them right, then not only is it not tough enough to eat, but it's also very flavorful. If you think about it.
Yeah, but as far as chicken over turkey goes, I agree with what you're saying, but for the legs instead of the wings, because I've tried to eat turkey wings before at Thanksgiving, and it's just such work to pull them apart, even
I
without
mean, not gonna lie,
sauce.
you are right with that. You are right with that.
But yeah, let's see. Um, as someone who enjoys Hawaiian, says yes on says yes on the um said yes on the whole pineapples on pizza. Also, they said they've never had a turkey wing, and they say they prefer chicken feet. I don't remember if I've had chicken feet before, but
I've never had chicken feet before, and I hear people say it's pretty gross.
I think it just depends on the person. Which, yeah, um, which here is the sequel to the does pineapple belong on pizza question. Are you ready for it?
Yep,
Do pineapples belong on burgers?
absolutely not. I'm
Uh,
sorry, but absolutely not. Unless you know what you're doing, absolutely not.
yes, I agree with this 100%. Pineapples should never be on burgers or pizza. Just no.
I mean, I can understand why no with pizza, but burgers is a complete no.
um, you know, um, you know, Hawaiian burgers also exist, so.
Real? I never knew that.
um, great. Now my brain is just thinking about things that belong on a burger or not. Now, this one isn't necessarily like a well known debated food debate question, but I'm asking you this anyways because let's just say that I've had this before and I didn't think it belonged. But do you think pepperoni belongs on a burger?
I have never tried a burger with pepperoni before, so I can't really say for sure.
I've tried it, and let's just say I want my pizza and my burger to be separate things. So definitely not on the whole. Do pepperonis belong on a burger? Just absolutely not. um, your turn.
Hmm. Gee, it's hard to come up with some. What do you think is the best topping for an ice cream sundae?
Fudge, 100%.
I prefer fudge, sprinkles, and whipped cream. Just put them
No,
all together,
with
and you
your
have the best sundae.
with your wording to that question, I thought we were only allowed to break. I thought we were only allowed to say one answer with your wording.
Oh no, I forgot to say you are allowed to take up multiple toppings. Like I was mainly going for what do you think is like the best topping in your opinion? Like what do you prefer to put on a sundae?
Mini marshmallows, chocolate fudge, whipped cream, and a cherry, and
I don't
possibly
normally put cherries on my sundaes.
and possibly small M&Ms if they have them.
Oh, I love the M&Ms.
Um. So yeah. let's see. I'm gonna look at food debate questions, but um, would you say now here is another one that is a very staple that is a staple for this kind of show. But would you consider cereal a soup?
Um, I never really thought much into that. Possibly no. I don't see it as like a soup. All I see is just something to eat for breakfast.
Because the people who say it is a soup argue that soup is just um something with quote unquote broth and then with stuff in it, which I wouldn't call milk broth.
I mean, I can understand where they're getting the soup idea from, since the milk plays the part as the broth for the soup. But like you said, it it really doesn't go for well, it really doesn't count as broth for some reason. Though I can understand why people would say that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's see. Um, your turn unless you can't think of anything. Can you think of anything?
Honestly, I'm not sure if this is like a good question to ask, but um, which one? Which type of crustacean do you think works best for seafood boil? First off, have you had seafood boil before?
This is such a this is such a hard question for someone who's in a landlocked state. I don't think
Oh,
I've had a traditional seafood boil before, but I've had seafood. Also, amused. Just so you know, this is a audio game, basically like um where we play games over audio. Like the fact that we're asking food debate questions is the game. So yeah, sorry if that's confusing. Anyways, I had hot pot. Yes, I've also have had hot pot too. But that is not a fair question for me because I have never had a traditional seafood boil.
oh, I'll think of a different question then.
Yep.
Since you said you had seafood, since you had seafood before, do you think um do you think seafood is better raw, like that's in sushi? Since you since fish and other like seafood tends to go on sushi raw, or do you think it's better cooked, like fried fish or baked fish or whatnot,
Cooked
or
uh
fried shrimp?
cooked 100%. Because here's the thing, like for one thing, I'm always concerned that I'm gonna get sick eating raw fish, and two, the texture is horrible. The texture is horrible.
Okay, that's quite the debate. I agree with you.
It just
I
like
mean, I tried sushi before with crab in it.
but yeah, I just
Oh,
like
I'm
the
sorry.
yeah, I just am too afraid to get food poisoning. Also, like it's like I don't know how to describe the texture, but it feels slimy in all the wrong ways and gooey in all the wrong ways.
That's understandable.
Um, but
Honestly, though, like I said, I prefer my fish cooked because of the same reason. I don't want to get food poisoning.
um, for Rebel on the poison, but how dare you on the taste of sushi? It like, it's a texture problem, is the thing. It's mostly a texture problem. I like the cooked rolls, though, but raw fish ain't it. Um. Alrighty, so, do you think dipping, your fries in a milkshake is a good thing to do or a bad thing to do?
I tried dipping my fries in a. I actually tried dipping my fries in a milkshake before. Try it with a vanilla milkshake or a vanilla sundae if you can't get a vanilla milkshake. Best combination.
I like the whole concept um of dipping um is dipping fries in a milkshake just seems like very weird to me.
But it's also a traditional favorite against many people. I mean, amongst many people. It's
Yeah.
it's almost a tradition to try a vanilla milkshake with French fries, especially from McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that that's a good
Oh,
idea. I'm not convinced. The the thing is that I have issues with I don't know why, but I think this also goes for the pineapple pizza thing, but I um but I tend to have issues with things um the whole like sweet and savory combo. If it's not supposed to be sweet, then like I honestly don't like if it's sweet, like pizza. Like when it comes to like the whole pineapple on pizza thing again, like the sweetness just doesn't belong. Also with the
again, I can understand why you say that.
and that's also the same case as the whole um French fries and milkshake combo. But I'd be more likely to try French fries um the French fries in a in the shake combination because once you dip one fry in, it's up to you if you don't want to dip another fry in. Versus the pineapples on pizza is they're already baked into the pizza, and your pizza's gonna even taste like pineapple even if you take the pineapples off.
That's a really good argument, honestly.
Because think about it.
That's a really good argument.
Think about this.
I'm thinking about it right now. That's actually a really good argument, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. It's easier to try. Um, but yeah. Um, let's see. Um, oh, and speaking of um burgers and burgers and pizza, do you think peanut butter and jelly belongs on a burger?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Jelly.
Unless you try and make a little dessert. Unless you try and make it like a dessert burger where you put peanut butter and jelly as like the replacements as ketchup and mustard. I don't. I seriously don't believe it belongs to like an actual burger. But if you're trying to like make a dessert burger where you have different desserts, like you have different desserts that replace the condiments of a burger, but other than that, yeah, I don't think they belong together in an actual burger.
Just look up the peanut butter and jelly burger and tell me if you think it should be a thing.
I'm looking it
Is
up
it
right now.
is it weird that I was gonna scream peanut butter jelly time song in the stream. No, it's
No,
not
no,
weird
that's
at
a
all.
classic song. That's a classic. Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time. I can't sing with high pitches, or else my voice sounds like a 13-year-old boy. Because I am currently transitioning. Wait, what? No fucking way. What?
What happened?
Um. So, the doctor person that you invited to the stream said that they had a peanut butter and jelly pizza in Disneyland. And I'm thinking about how
How
much
is
of
that
a
even possible?
nightmare. That is a nightmare.
Also, the DR stands. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the DR part stands for Dream Reaper, not Doctor.
Thank you. I'm just
You're
gonna
welcome.
call them a Dream Reaper. But anyways.
You can if you want to.
I am a Dream Reaper, not a doctor. Sorry.
Don't worry, I've already told them about that.
Yes.
Man, give me that.
Oh man.
It's all gonna be okay.
Alrighty. So, did you look up the peanut butter jelly burger or no?
I did. I saw some images of it, but all I see is like the jelly. That's it. I can't see the peanut butter clearly, unless it's like it's at the top bun of the burger. All I see is the jelly part.
Do you think those things should exist or no?
Honestly, I'm more on team jelly. I prefer jelly instead of peanut butter. Like, who invented peanut butter?
No,
You must be a crazy mad scientist in order.
That wasn't the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The question was, do you think peanut butter and jelly burgers should exist?
Oh, I didn't hear the burgers part. I'm sorry. Well, no, absolutely not. Unless you're trying to make a dessert burger, like I said before, where peanut butter and jelly replace the condiments of mustard and ketchup. No, absolutely not.
And then, do you have, and then, the whole peanut butter and jelly on a pizza, unless the peanut butter and the jelly are replacing, like, the tomato sauce and stuff. Peanut butter jelly.
Same argument with the pizza, too.
Yes. Like, a peanut butter jelly, pizza should not exist.
I honestly think unless you're trying to do like I said about the burger, if you're trying to do like a dessert version, then go ahead by all means. But do not put it on an actual pizza. Please do not do that. It's disgusting.
Yes, I agree with that disgusting statement. So, what? So do you have any more food debate questions, or do you want me to ask another one?
It will take me some time to think of one, but I think I could try to think of one. I could try to quickly think of one.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Or I could just read out what's off of the list.
If you want to. I mean, like I said, I'm in the process of thinking one right now, so
That's fair.
I guess I could try.
How cooked is too cooked with a steak? Like, how do you like your steak cooked?
Honestly, to me, I would prefer my steak to be cooked at least medium well.
That's overcooked.
I'm not gonna say medium rare.
That's slightly overcooked.
What do you? I was gonna say, what do you mean? What do you mean?
That's slightly
I prefer
overcooked.
medium well.
I
Like
like.
you still get some pink in it. That's all I'm gonna say. You still got a little bit of pink in it.
I said it's a little overdone, not incredibly
Oh,
overdone. Incredibly
I
overdone
know, but
goes to well done. Well done is pretty much burned in my opinion.
I definitely agree with you.
Like seriously, like who the hell likes their stuff well done other than like psychopaths? Um, but anyways,
I know a few people in my family that prefer it well done, but I can't necessarily argue with them since that's their steak preference.
yeah, that's fair. But honestly, like I personally, in my opinion, people who need their steak well done just do not know how to eat steak. They just don't.
That's exactly what my little brother usually says. One of my little brothers who usually eats their steak medium rare or something like that. They said the exact same thing.
um, and then so Reaper says that they go from medium to medium rare, which is the right answer in my opinion. I sometimes have had steak on the rarer side, a medium rare. That could probably pass off as rare. Um, the only thing I wouldn't do is eat it like um. So like you know how it's like to eat a steak blue, meaning like they barely cook the steak at all, and it's pretty much still raw.
Ew!
I
I'm
couldn't.
sorry, but
I couldn't
ew.
do that.
Me neither. I wouldn't even have the stomach to eat it rare.
I
Like I
know.
would pass it on to the next person and be like, "Here, you eat it."
Yeah, I've had a steak rare before. Um, but yeah, medium rare on a more rare side is what I'd say. Um,
Hmm.
and then, do you have a new question, or would you like me to continue reading off the list?
Okay, I would you prefer coffee or tea?
Um, it depends on the temperature of it. For me, it depends on the temperature of each thing. I like this is gonna sound backwards, but I like hot tea and cold coffee. Um, but if I had to choose between tea and coffee, um, I tend to go more for coffee these days just because it has more caffeine. But but all caffeine counts aside, I would go for tea. How about you?
I prefer coffee mainly because I like the taste of coffee if you add milk or cream plus sugar. And I prefer, like you, I prefer cold coffee.
Yep,
I just like I just like the temperature of cold coffee for some reason.
I just feel like that hot coffee does not taste right in my opinion.
I mean, it all depends on what if you put something in it or you don't put something in it. But in general, I don't like coffee at all. Mainly because I don't like the temperature because I prefer lukewarm or just a little bit drinks that I prefer a little warm, and hot coffee is way too hot for my tongue.
That's so
So yeah, I
fair.
prefer drinking cold coffee because um it it's just it just feels better in my mouth.
Also for the
Cold coffee just feels better.
Also, for the record, Mix drew this thumbnail because I don't even know how to begin drawing her character, so I just asked her to make the thumbnail.
And it was such an honor doing so.
Yeah, thank you so much. But yeah. Um
You're welcome.
anyways, let's see. Um wait, what was your question again? Oh yeah, the whole hot coffee versus tea debate. But
Hmm.
if I wasn't so crunched on time, then I would say tea 100%.
I see.
Um, now it's my turn as you think of more things. So you know how um so think about a sandwich that is eaten on like your traditional like white bread or whole grain bread. Do you cut your sandwich? And if so, do you cut the sandwich in rectangles or in triangles? Like when you cut it in half.
I eat my sandwich whole. I don't cut my sandwich.
I prefer.
Me,
I
I don't cut it at all, and I just eat the whole sandwich bite one bite after another.
Yeah. I prefer cutting it in triangles. But here's the thing. Um, with a burger, I don't cut the burger at all because once you cut it, then it just makes a mess. So
Totally agree with you.
I don't cut my burgers, but I do cut my sandwiches. Um,
I see.
and I cut them the triangle way because the rectangle way it just doesn't seem or look right at all. Also, if I was cool, please make sure to ask a food debate question if you have any in the chat. Also, please put either at Rebellious Pastry or a donut symbol so that we know that you're talking to us, not each other. But please keep in mind that we still mod the chat. Um, anyways, so same as Mix, but Sister prefers having theirs without the crust. That's so fair. Um, I'm okay with crust or no crust. Depending on how dense the crust is. Um, also, do you have a new food debate question, or you want me to read off another one?
I think I came up with a new one. Do you put milk first or cereal first when you make yourself cereal?
I definitely put cereal first, unless I'm grabbing seconds.
Same.
Unless I'm grabbing seconds, because when I'm grabbing seconds, I still have some milk in the bowl, and yet my cereal's gone, so I have to go with milk first, and then it splashes everywhere.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a smart thing. Like saving your milk if you want seconds. That's pretty smart.
And with I have a carry on question as far as that whole milk question. Do you drink your cereal milk or do you not?
I used to. I used to like drinking the milk after I get done with my cereal, but over time I slowly stopped doing that.
Why did you stop doing that?
I don't know. I have no honestly I don't have a reason for stopping. I just stop and that's just it.
That's fair. Personally, I personally drink the I personally drink the or the cereal milk because I feel like it'd be wasteful if I didn't. Also when I'm at camp and they don't have any creamer for the counselor coffee or the creamer's not strong enough for me, then I have definitely poured my cereal milk in my coffee.
I've seen people actually do that before, where they put cereal milk in their coffee. They say it tastes good, but
Yes, it
I haven't
does.
tried it myself, so I can't be too sure.
Yeah, I've done it
Oh,
before. Yes?
I should try that myself sometime when I make myself coffee.
Yes. You take seconds? I drank the milk from the bowl too. Yes. To the both of you. Which um what are the best foods to boil in a hot pot? Also, um do you do a hot pot at home or in a restaurant? In a restaurant, um
I never.
also
Oh,
oh continue.
oh, I'm sorry. So, I never had hot pot before, so that's something I can never. That's something I don't. I can't answer since I don't have a definite answer for it.
So
Sorry, Mithra.
so hot so hot pot is basically where you go to a restaurant and they bring you a bowl of broth and then you cook your own and then they give you a ton of raw meat and then you cook your own stuff in your broth. I personally so basically it's it's a soup it's a soup version of fondue is the easiest way to describe it.
Oh, okay. That sounds yummy.
So for the sake of um mixes sake here, I'm gonna change hot pot into fondue and ask what is the best things to cook in a fondue pot. To that, I would say, or with the cheese fondue, I would say, um, steak because you can eat steak like rarer if you want to. The hardest thing to cook in a hot pot though would be shrimp, just because of the safety issues. Again, um, but yeah, um. Fun fact, it's cheaper if you do hot pot at home. My family has a portable stove and we just boil the water without using any broth at all. I've never had a fondue pot. But yeah, what is your favorite things to cook when you're doing fondue?
Um, honestly, I just prefer any type of meat I can put in a fondue pot. Chicken, steak, like steak around the medium steak. On that, I'm not really too sure. Other than meat.
Yes, indeed. I
Any
also like dipping bread in too, as my meat is cooking.
No way, you could put bread in a fondue pot? I never knew that. I
Yep,
gotta try that.
yep.
Other
Cheesy
than meat.
bread. Yes, indeed. I
Any
also like. But yeah. Um. Next question. Um. When you have a brownie, do you prefer to have an edge piece or a centerpiece?
Oh my gosh, I prefer the centerpieces. The
Same.
centerpieces are so good.
Same. But the thing is, the argument for the people who like the edges is they like how crispy those edges are.
What? How could they? Mm. And plus, the edges to me are like the most hardest parts to chew on. I love the middle part though. It's just so soft and it's just so good.
Same here. But yeah, some people like um the crunchiness of the edges.
Mm.
And
I
then
mean,
continue.
oh, I was about to say something, but I completely forgot. I hate when that happens.
That is so fair. Um and then as far as pizza goes, again with the pizza, do you fold it when you eat it or do you not fold it when you eat it?
I prefer I don't fold it when I eat it. Mainly, I just don't. I don't know. I don't see how it's easy to fold a pizza and eat it. I
So
just
it depends on what type of crust you have, I think. Because with the New York style, the big floppy slices, you're supposed to fold it in half. And
oh, I see what you're talking about.
but yeah, I usually do not eat my pizza. I don't normally fold my pizza in half when I eat it unless it's um New York style specifically.
I see.
Um do you have any more food debate questions or do you want me to read off another one?
Hmm. Well, do you normally twirl your spaghetti or do you cut up your spaghetti? If you had spaghetti before.
I've had I definitely have had and cooked spaghetti before. And um I personally cut my or I personally cut my noodles, but I don't actually cut the noodles. I snap them in half before I cook them so that they
Oh,
cook quicker too.
it's fair.
But yes,
I normally just twirl up my spaghetti.
I do not twirl spaghetti unless there's no other way to eat it.
Understandable. Again, I prefer to twirl it because mainly that's like the traditional way of eating spaghetti. Like you're supposed to twirl the pasta
Really?
as much as you can and then you eat it.
Oh,
I
really?
That's what I've been hearing. That's more of the traditional way of eating pasta. You twirl it up. I mean, other people prefer to cutting it, but from what I'm hearing from others, you just twirl it. That's basically the tradition when it comes to eating something with noodles in it. You twirl it.
Yeah, Reaper says, I sometimes twirl my spaghetti around, but I mostly just eat it like ramen. To clarify, I don't add soup to my spaghetti. I just slurp it up. Yeah, that's fair. Also, another question with spaghetti. Do you prefer when there's more pasta or when there's more sauce?
I prefer when there's more pasta
I
because I don't like it when there's too much sauce. Too saucy for me.
I like having more sauce in pasta because sometimes the spaghetti feels dry when it feels too dry to eat it the um without um without putting more sauce in it. Um Also, another spaghetti question. Meat sauce or meatballs?
I prefer meatballs.
I prefer meat
I just
sauce.
like the texture of meatballs for some reason.
I prefer meat sauce because I don't have to spend time like breaking it with my fork. You can add
Oh,
you can add butter to
why?
spaghetti, but I like having it extra saucy though. Meatballs.
Huh.
But yeah, I personally prefer meat sauce just because I think it adds more flavor to the sauce, and it also I don't have to necessarily spend the time to cut it up with my fork. But yeah.
That's understandable.
Also, some meatballs textures are just extremely spongy, and I'm not a fan.
That's fine.
Um, do you have another food debate question, or would you like me to read off my list here?
Do you prefer to lick ice cream or bite ice cream?
Lick, because biting it makes my teeth feel too cold, and it just doesn't
Same with
feel
me.
right. It doesn't feel right to bite into it.
Yeah, it really doesn't feel right. And plus, it makes my teeth hurt.
Yep. I just end up like licking around where I think it's gonna drip all over my hands if I have it in a cone. Which here's another one. Here's another ice cream debate question. Um all right. Cool. Please
Hold on.
are you gonna come back after dinner? Um Alrighty. So it um I guess it's just me here for now, but yeah, yep. Um so let's see. Um I agree, but I don't bite into the ice cream unless I reach the cone. Which my next question would have been cone or cup for the ice cream. Because like I get the whole appeal of the cone, but I prefer to eat it with a cup. And yeah. Um so um anyways, Mix, are you gonna be gone for a while?
It mainly just depends on how long it takes for me to eat dinner. Speaking of, it's done right now.
Alrighty, just so you know, I don't normally like people to leave the show for a large amount of time. In the middle of the show. Um,
Oh, well, I
so
won't be too long.
alrighty. Just don't choke.
I won't.
Just don't just don't choke. Anyways,
I won't.
so yeah, um um it depends on my mood really, but I mostly have ice cream in a cup or a bowl. I also go with cup or a bowl because here's the thing. Um the cones get too messy because um the sides melt in. Like the sides melt and drip all over my hands whenever I'm eating and ice cream um with a cone, which sometimes if places let me do this, I will ask for a bowl but put a cone on top so I can still have the cone because I feel like I'm missing the cone sometimes when I'm eating ice cream without the cone. Um let's see. I just thought of a new debate question, which is frozen yogurt or soft serve. To this one, I would say frozen yogurt because let's just say that um let's just say that frozen yogurt has way more flavors and way more ways to keep it original. Like original flavors instead of just having vanilla and chocolate and sometimes strawberry. Um, but when it comes to like the hard scoopy ice cream or the frozen yogurt, I would go with the I would go with the what am I saying here? I would go with for the hard serve ice cream. Um, I haven't had froyo in years. I have I have a pretty good froyo place ish type thing, kind of cafe ish kind of thing in town that I sometimes go to. They kind of do a little bit of everything, but do a little bit of everything well. So hard serve. So like you know the type that you scoop. That's what I'm calling hard serve. Um, Kind of like your cold stone type stuff, and you're like, if you get like a container somewhere, kind of thing. Um, so also, Reaper, please let me know if you have any food debate questions, and put them into chat, and then I'll read them when Mix gets back. Um, but yeah. Um, let's see. Um, do you like gelato or shaved ice? Um, Shaved ice is more like a snow cone in my opinion. Um, I'm talking about more of like your gelato type stuff. Like, yeah. Um, Actually, you have had those kinds of ice desserts? If so, what do you prefer? I prefer, out of all the ice desserts, I would probably say like the gelato type stuff. Um, Really good. Um, Also, I'm feeling really hungry while talking about food during this episode, and I literally booked this thing over almost all acceptable dinner times in my time zone. So this is poor planning on my part, but I have snacks for this very reason. So I'll grab my snacks real quick. But what kind do I want? I have so many different kinds of snacks. Hold on. Um um do 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 do. Um let's see. Sorry the show's a little dead right now. Normally um normally when I have guests sign up for slots, they're here the entire time. Um but we'll see when
Surprise, surprise!
Yay!
I'm back!
You're back! Anyways, we got new questions. Um
Ooh,
Crap.
ooh.
I forgot.
Bruh.
So so do you prefer soft serve ice cream or frozen yogurt?
I prefer frozen yogurt. It's so good.
Same
I
here.
had frozen yogurt a bunch of times when I was a kid.
Same here. And then what else? Oh yeah, do you prefer a cup or a cone for your ice cream?
I prefer cups, honestly.
Same here.
Well, I would go for a cone if it's like a waffle cone. I love the waffle cone. But I just prefer it in a cup.
I don't like how messy the cones can get, so I go for cups instead. Um,
That's fair.
but I sometimes ask them if I can get a cup with a cone on top so that I can still have the cone. Um, and then um what else? Oh yeah. Um, do you prefer gelato or frozen yogurt if you had to choose between those two?
Again, frozen yogurt.
I'd rather have gelato. I just
That's
I just like
I
the
tried gelato before. It's pretty good.
I just
So I
like
can
the
see why you say that.
I just like the more creamy texture to it, you know.
That's fair.
And then and then Reaper asked what is your favorite frozen um ice ice cream base ish dessert and why? My answer to this
Hmm.
is
My
gelato because of
favorite
the texture.
I I mostly prefer I mostly prefer frozen yogurt. Again, I prefer frozen yogurt mainly because I had a lot of times when I was a kid.
So like the nostalgia factor.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, my mom did use. Now that I think about it, my mom did use frozen yogurt as a form of bribery before. So you know,
Bribery?
um, to get me to go somewhere or do something that I didn't want to do.
Oh,
But yeah,
it
um,
all depends what they were, but I swear. He used the right type of bribery. But like I said, it all depends on what she tried to make you do.
yeah, the thing that she was getting me to do was going to a doctor's appointment.
Yep. Best way to bribe someone.
Yep.
Ice cream, gelato, frozen yogurt.
Do you have any more food debate questions? Or do you want me to read another
I
one?
actually
Or do you want.
I actually gained a question from one of my family members. They wanted me to
Nice.
ask this. Do you think spaghetti should be on top? I mean, pasta sauce should be on top of spaghetti or mixed in with the spaghetti?
Um, I think it should be on top just because it's easier to serve that way. Um, I do tend to mix it in sometimes, but um, I tend to prefer it be on top. But then again,
I
on top and mixed in is kind of the same thing if you have more sauce than you do noodles.
honestly, that's so true. But I prefer to mix it in first, then I eat it because I get to spread the sauce and pasta evenly.
Yeah. Um, my mom would do the same thing, but with milk tea. I prefer if they were mixed together. Yeah, I sometimes mix them together. It depends on if I freshly made it, then it ends up on top. If I save if I save the tomato sauce separately from the noodles, then the tomato sauce ends up on top. But if I save them together, then it's mixed in.
I see.
I know, kind of an odd answer to that question. It just depends on if
It's not too odd.
it depends on if it's leftovers or not, mainly.
Mm.
um
Yeah,
and
that's something that's not too weird.
um let's see. Um would you consider a hot would you would you consider a hot dog a taco?
Oh, I just see it as a hot dog.
Would you consider a hot
To me,
dog a sandwich?
no, I just see it as a separate thing. To me, and with my perspective, a hot dog is like its own separate thing. A taco is its own separate thing. And a sandwich is its own separate thing.
Do you want to know the argument that the people who are calling hot dogs tacos have?
What?
The
I would
fact
like to hear.
the fact that there's carbs on three sides.
That is the weirdest argument that I've ever heard. No offense. It's just a little weird to me.
Yeah, it's more of a joke question than an actual debate. Um, those same people call pizza toast. Um, I know, kind of weird. Anyways, I would probably say that. Now the question is, would you consider a hamburger a sandwich? I don't consider a hamburger a sandwich.
If it doesn't have the lettuce, tomato, and the condiments, or the cheese, it's not a sandwich. It's just two buns with a hamburger, with a burger patty.
Mm-hmm. And then, do you prefer to put sauce, like this sauce that you put on with your French fries, on top or on the side? Like
I prefer
ketchup.
on the side.
Same here. I hate ketchup. I hate ketchup.
How dare you! Ketchup is so good!
Let's just say, here's the story behind that one. So I used to have a friend in elementary school that would eat ketchup on top of his canned peaches every day.
That sounds like a one person
And
You see, there was this one person I met before, and he would put ketchup on everything. Everything.
how do you still eat ketchup after knowing him?
I don't know. I don't know.
How do you still eat
mean,
ketchup after meeting that guy?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just a thing I like, I guess.
But yeah, telling you the fact that I watched a guy eat ketchup on top of canned peaches for years makes me repulsed by ketchup. Mix is okay.
Dude.
She's just dying inside because of my story. It's fine.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard, though. Ketchup with a can of what did you say it was again?
A what?
I said that was the most craziest thing. Ketchup on top of
canned peaches.
Wait, what was the can of? What was in the can again?
Peaches.
Canned peaches. Thank you.
I just can't.
That's so gross. Oh boy.
I just can't with ketchup.
Okay, I think I came up with another debate question.
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, so another debate question: do you prefer um cobbler or pie?
Cobbler?
Basically, like peach cobbler, apple pie.
I think
You said cobbler?
no, I think I'm just thinking. I prefer pie over cobbler because there's more crust and it's more evenly distributed.
I prefer cobbler. Um, I like cobbler mainly because I get more of the stuffing. I get a bit of the crust too, but you get the crust mixed with the stuffing on top, and it just tastes better that way. I don't know, it just tastes better that way.
I only had pie. Um, which like
Oh,
have you ever had a I'm reading the chat from your Reaper friend. Um, have you now here's a question I have for you. Do you prefer crisp or cobbler?
I never tried. I never tried crisp. I've only had pie and cobbler,
That's fair.
so I prefer cobbler.
Yeah. I prefer crisp. It's basically like you make the stuffing the same, but the topping is like oatmeal, like dry oatmeal stuff, like mixed with brown sugar and bake it. But yeah,
Oh,
that's cobbler
that
or
sounds
crisp.
good.
Mhm.
That sounds so good.
Do you eat mac and cheese with a spoon or a fork?
Obviously, with a spoon for me. It, I just I prefer to eat it with a spoon because it's right. It's the right thing to do with mac and
I
cheese.
think I eat mine with a fork more times than not.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I have a few family members who eat mac and cheese with a fork. There's nothing wrong with
The
it.
only time I've grabbed a spoon is if there's only one fork left, or if there's no forks left.
Again, entirely understandable. There's nothing wrong with it. You
I
have your own way of eating mac and cheese. I have mine.
you're being less debatey and more like everything's fine. But that's okay.
I'm just not that type of person to come up. I'm just not that type of person to go back and forth with someone. I'm just mainly the type of person who just agrees with everything.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I'm
I
just not that type of debating person.
yeah. um, do you put salt on your watermelon? I don't. I just think it's weird.
Salt?
Salt.
Yeah, I think it's weird too. I won't lie to you. That sounds really weird.
Also, do you dip your pizza in ranch dressing?
Sometimes I do. Other times I just eat it alone.
I think it's weird unless it's just the crust.
Eh, I mean, if you eat, it's good with the crust, but it tastes kind of funny if you eat the pizza with the ranch. Like, if you're not eating the crust and it's the entire pizza, it just tastes weird.
Yes, it
Well, not
does.
weird, it just tastes. I won't lie. It's not, to me, it doesn't taste weird, it just tastes funny. If you know what I'm saying.
Also, with Oreos, do you eat the entire thing in one bite, or do you take bites out of it?
I, mainly because of how small they are, I tend to eat it whole.
I tend
I
to
take one bite and that's it.
I tend to take like 2 bites.
Hey, that's fine. Honestly, I do prefer one bite though, because of how small they are. You just gotta make sure you chew it enough to where you can swallow it without choking on it.
Yeah. I'm too afraid of choking on them if I eat it in one bite.
That's completely understandable. Choking is like to me, choking on anything is like the scariest thing.
Oh yeah, I've choked on plenty of things before.
I feel so sorry for you. Seriously, I do.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive. So you know.
I'm
Um.
glad. I'm glad you're still alive. But to me, just the fact of hearing someone say they choked on something just scares me.
Yeah. Let's see.
It just scares me for some reason.
I I tend to choke on some leafy vegetables sometimes. If it's like an extremely leafy
Mm.
vegetable, I sometimes choke on it. It's kind of weird.
Oh, yeah, it is. And to me, like I said before, like with most cases, to me, it's also pretty scary.
I
It's
ha-
just, I don't know. It's just, I'm sorry. You going ahead?
I have the training to deal with people choking. I prefer not to use it though, but I have the training of how to do the Heimlich maneuver if need be.
Oh, all right. That's nice and very useful too.
Mm-hmm. And then, do you? And then, as far as a bagel goes, do you tend to put both of them together as a sandwich, or do you tend to pull both halves together as a sandwich, or do you just eat both halves separately?
I've always been eating bagels like separate.
I
Like
I
I put cream cheese on both halves and just eat them separately.
I eat them together just because it's less messy that way.
I mean, I can understand why you do that. As yeah, with experience of eating bagels separately, it does cause more of a mess for me. But to me, it's worth it. The mess is worth it.
And then again with the sweet and savory stuff, do you dip your bacon in syrup or no?
I never tried bacon and syrup before.
I just can't.
I've seen
I
my
just
little
can't.
brothers. Oh, the same. Honestly, I haven't tried them together before, but I've just been I've just been kind of skeptical of it.
Honestly, same. And then where um here's a debate question for you. Um here's a debate question for you. Do you do you put ketchup on your scrambled eggs?
I always eat my scrambled eggs all by themselves, unless you put them with cheese. I I mainly just eat scrambled eggs by themselves.
Who puts bacon in syrup? What the hell? Um yeah, that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I get if they accidentally have bacon in their syrup because like pancakes and syrup and bacon. Um but yeah. Um but I wouldn't intentionally do it. Um
Same.
do you so with your Thanksgiving turkey, do you put your cranberry sauce on top of it or do you put the cranberry sauce on the side?
I've always eaten cranberry sauce on the side.
Same. It's kind of weird having it's kind of weird having the cranberry sauce on the turkey. I just can't.
I've tried cranberry sauce with turkey maybe once, Uh-uh. It it tastes so bad. In my opinion, it just tastes weird. So weird.
Hmm. Let's see. Um. Um. Let's see. Um. Condiment choices. On hot dogs. Mustard, ketchup, or both on hot dogs. My answer is neither.
I've been Oh. With me, most of the time I always had both ketchup and mustard on my hot dog. Is something wrong?
We're good. We're good. Um, brownie battle. Another brownie one. Would you say that you like your brownies more cakey or more fudgy?
I prefer more cakey.
I can't.
I I just like I like it when brownies are cakey. It just tastes so fluffy.
I like the I like the fudgy brownies more because they're more they're more gooey, you know. But yeah,
That's fair.
my
I tried fudgy brownies before, so I could see why you'd say that. But I prefer my brownies more cakey. It just tastes good that way.
yep. Um, let's see. My family don't really eat the turkey, mostly because grandma from dad's side doesn't cook it well, according to him, and the rest of the family. That's so fair. That is so fair. There's some people in this life that could not cook a turkey to save their life. So you know. Um, let's see. Um, do you prefer thick milkshakes or thin milkshakes?
I've always been having thick milkshakes, mainly because they taste so good. Like, there's just something about thick milkshakes to me that seems more better than thin milkshakes.
With me, it depends on the type of mood I'm in. I personally, unless I'm feeling like having a thick milkshake, I prefer it thinner, just because it's easier to drink. I just like how
Mm,
the thin ones are to drink. But if I'm feeling for a thick one, I'm feeling for a thick one. As far as milkshakes go.
with me, I usually you can actually eat the milkshake too with a thick milkshake. And that's what I mostly enjoy about thick milkshakes, because not only do you get to drink them, you also get to eat them too, like an ice cream sundae. And that's just what I like about thick milkshakes.
Mm-hmm. Um. anyway, let's see. The Great Condiment Corundum. Ketchup on everything or strictly selective? Meaning, I definitely think there's only one place that ketchup belongs, and I think that one place is the trash. I think I've already said that. I just can't.
Yeah, you told me you didn't like ketchup.
Um,
I still think, how dare you?
a lot of people think that.
Honestly, though, I will not. I'll respect you as much as possible.
yeah,
You may not like ketchup, but I will respect it.
yeah, I just can't with ketchup at all. But anyways, do you have any more food debate questions?
Let me think. It's been hard to come up with food debate questions lately for me because I've been trying to prepare myself for it.
That's so fair.
Earlier today. Let me think. What's the best type of cookie?
I like the soft ones. Chocolate chip. This when they bake the when they bake their cookies to be soft, not crispy.
I prefer them a little crispy. I prefer my cookies more on the crispier side. But in terms of my favorite type of cookie too, chocolate chip cookie number one. And number two will have to be like the soft sugar cookies, the frosted sugar cookies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, chocolate chip cookie number one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at different different food debate sites. Oh yeah, the whole is the hot dog a sandwich is showing up again. Um,
Oh, that's twice that popped up.
yep. Um, um, let's see. Um, do 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 do. Um, I'm looking at sites again. Coke or Pepsi?
I mostly prefer Pepsi.
Yeah. The weird thing is, I like the cherry, Coke better, but I like regular Pepsi better. I like vanilla.
Mm,
I like the flavored Cokes better than the flavored Pepsis, but I like the traditional Pepsi over the traditional Coke.
I see.
How's that as an answer?
Hmm. Is Pop Tart or is a Pop Tart or ravioli?
I wouldn't.
What do you think? Is a Pop Tart or ravioli?
Technically, it is.
I mean, it looks like a ravioli, just with
Technically,
frosting in the middle.
technically, it is a ravioli. Now that we think about it. Now,
I won't
here's a
lie.
question along those lines. But would you consider deep dish pizza a casserole? I wouldn't.
Me neither. To me, it's just a pizza, just with like a deeper crust. That's it.
Also, is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? I think it's a vegetable.
Well, considering tomatoes have seeds in them, and seeds are what makes tomato a. I mean, not tomatoes. Um, and seeds are what makes a fruit. It's a fruit.
I guess
Technically,
so.
tomatoes, based on research, technically tomatoes are fruits, mainly because it has the one factor all fruits need to be a fruit: a seed. It's got seeds in it. It's a fruit.
Would you count a wrap as a burrito? I don't.
I mean, it all mainly how you wrap up a wrap is technically different from how you wrap up a burrito.
Yep.
So I consider there are two different things. They're similar in my opinion, just the only difference is how you wrap a wrap and how you wrap a burrito.
Do you guys prefer mayo? Mayo over ketchup? 100%. Um,
Eh,
Mayo or ketchup?
most of the time I do. I mostly prefer mayo.
Same here.
I don't please don't yell at me, but I put mayo on my cheeseburgers. Although
Same.
lettuce and tomato and whatnot. But I do put
Same. I
You do
also,
too?
yes,
Hey!
that's what I do instead of
I swear,
ketchup.
you put mayo in your burgers too. I swear we're alike in some way. We're alike
And
in so
with
many
my
ways.
fries. And with my fries.
You put mayo with your fries?
Yes.
I mean, I normally prefer honey mustard with my.
Whoops. I accidentally shut off my tab. I need to bring mix back. Crap. Um ah do 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 I accidentally closed down all of my tabs. Nah, it wasn't the internet this time. It was just me being purely a dumbass. But yeah, I accidentally closed out of my tab. All of my tabs. But yeah, mayo on fries. Yep. Mhm. Honey mustard is also good. But yeah, um, um, let's see. Um, I'm looking through multiple sources here. Um, let's see. Um, I let's see. Um, they let's see. Um, um, I'm seeing the same stuff over and over again across all the sites. Um, that I'm looking at. Ooh, caramel. Caramel reminds me too much of a camel. So that's why I'm. Yeah. Yeah. How accepting of everything you are. Um. Like, I would have thought you would have put more of a fight with this episode, which is the original meaning of this episode. But, you know, you're nice. And that's nice. But, yeah. Um. But, yeah. That's that's fair. But part of the show episode, this specific game is to jokingly argue with each other. But you're too nice. But yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Um do 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 do. Um let's see. Um yes. I think beans are gross in general because whenever I eat one, I feel like I'm eating sand. I can't. I have a texture. I just have a texture issue with beans. They just seem too grainy. Yeah. Yep. Now here's another mayo based question. Or actually I thought of two. But mayo or Miracle Whip? I I cannot with I cannot with the Miracle Whip. It tastes oddly sweet and I just can't. I That's so fair. Um and then is mayo necessary on a sandwich? Most of the time, yes, in my opinion. Except for um except for a meatball sub. Yep. Yeah. I'm just saying that mayo does not taste good on a meatball sub. Um Oh, you don't hear mix? Hold on. Sorry. Um let's see. I need to hold on. I'm so sorry. Um let's see. Um let's try now. Speak. Speak. Oh, I need to reconnect the streaming software to um because of my deleting of tabs. Hold on. Um the chat can't hear you because I forgot to reconnect after I recalled you. Um I just thought
Oh,
I thought oh, now we can hear you. Yes. But yeah,
yay!
Beans, let's see. Um, what is all the questions that we mixed as answers to because I forgot to reconnect her stuff on the stream end?
So, with some of the answers I said earlier about the beans and chili. I mostly prefer beans and chili because it gives more pizzazz. And mainly that's just how I've been eating chili. I said earlier that my mom makes chili and she would mostly put beans in her chili. Black beans, red beans, all sorts of beans. Mainly just to give it extra taste.
And then
Now,
I think we missed the mayo versus Miracle Whip too.
Oh, I said earlier that I prefer mayo over Miracle Whip because I said Miracle Whip's probably to me Miracle Whip's good, but a little too good. I
And
I
that's
I mostly
fair.
just have mayo just to mainly just to tone down the flavor a bit.
And then you said how mayo is necessary on most sandwiches. We're we're caught back up, I think. Um
Mhm.
and then
And I even mentioned a few sandwiches too.
yep. Um is it okay to eat pizza with a fork and knife? Definitely not.
No, heck no.
Definitely not.
Like, are y'all trying to be even more fancier or something? Are y'all trying to be more fancy or what?
Now here's the thing: if your pizza is too soggy to have um to be able to be eaten with just your hands, then that's a skill issue on your pizza's end there.
Exactly. No, wait. Hold on. Now that I'm now that I just heard that, you have a point.
Yeah.
You have a point. But most of the time,
Oh, just
how can
also to clarify, the Miracle Whip and the Miracle Whip and the chili are separate questions. The Miracle Whip and the
I
chili are
don't
separate questions. Go right ahead.
Oh, right. So, speaking of chili, what type of do you think sour cream belongs in chili? Because I
Yes.
mostly just eat chili with sour cream. For
Yes.
real? I think so too. Like chili is just way too hot sometimes. Let's put some sour cream in, and it cools off. the like the coldness from the sour cream probably might help with cooling down the chili.
Yeah.
And mainly because it just tastes good.
I'm looking for more debate questions, but we covered a good chunk of them. Um I'm just trying to find, let's see. Um Another one about ketchup. Um do you store ketchup in the fridge or in the pantry?
I've mo- as for as long as we got on ketchup, we my whole family would normally store their ketchup in the fridge.
I
Well,
have
this, if it hasn't been opened yet, then it'll be placed in the pantry. However, if it's just been opened, put it in the fridge.
my family stores um ketchup in the fridge. Reason
Even if
why,
it's unopened.
if it's unopened, then it's in the pantry.
Oh, so basically like my family then. All right.
But now, if it was purely up to me where I'd store my ketchup, you can probably guess the answer to this one. But guess where I would store my ketchup if I had some?
Fridge, not fridge, trash. The trash.
Yes, I would throw it in the. I would store it in my trash can.
I'll be sure to hide any and all ketchup if you come visit.
Okay. I wouldn't throw your ketchup away, but if it became
No, no,
my
no,
ketchup,
no. I'm
then
just saying. Oh,
if it
oh,
became
I.
my ketchup, then I would throw it away.
Oh. Because I mainly would say I would hide it because I know you have a huge disdain over ketchup.
Yeah.
So I would hide the ketchup. So anytime you don't see ketchup, you won't be ticked off by seeing it because it's not there.
And then
But yeah.
yeah. Yeah. My answer to where ketchup should be stored is trash can. But I think that's just a pastry thing.
I won't lie. If you don't like ketchup, you don't like ketchup.
Yeah.
Everyone has their disdain of some condiments sometimes.
Yeah,
Almost everyone.
People have even accused me of not being American because I don't like ketchup. I'm like, too bad.
That's a dumb claim. That's the dumbest claim I've ever heard in history.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a joke claim, but still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Let's see. Do you like crispy bacon or soft bacon? I like it soft over crispy. Mix. Hello. Mix. Did you have to leave again? I guess she had to leave again. Um, yeah, your audio kind of did cut off. Speak. Speak. Hold on.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yippee! I was scared for a moment. Like, I thought Discord wasn't working for me now. And my audio cut off. Which
Yeah,
is what
it
happens
did.
sometimes here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm glad y'all can hear me.
Yay. But yeah. Let's see. Do. But yeah, let's see. I forgot what question we were on.
We were on the crispy bacon or soft bacon question.
Oh yeah. What's your answer on that?
I said I prefer crispy bacon.
I prefer it softer. Because
I
it
prefer
like
crispy
melts
bacon
more
more.
into it feels like it melts in my mouth more if I have it
To me, soft bacon just feels more fatty, and I don't prefer any sort of fat. Crispy bacon just gives me more of that crisp factor that I've been looking for in bacon.
That's so fair. Then let's see. Do you prefer things grilled or fried?
Shoot. I prefer things fried.
I prefer things grilled, but if the person who's grilling it has no idea how to grill, then I would go for fried.
If most of the delicious sweets I've had are mainly fried. Churros, donut holes, which are like these little donut balls.
I was
They put
thinking more of
cinnamon
like
sugar on top.
meat. I was thinking more of like meat stuff.
Oh, meat. Well, still, I prefer fried food. Me, I just like fried food because I like how crispy it is, and you can adjust the crispiness of the food.
Mhm.
But it is kind of, yeah. And mainly I prefer not prefer. I've mainly been eating fried foods lately. Fried chicken,
That's not
fried
healthy.
fish.
But yeah, I've also
I
been.
try to cut it down, but it mainly just depends on what my family makes most of the time.
I also have been eating more fried food than I should. Just because
Like I said,
just because of like the fact that I go to Kroger for a good chunk of my dinners when I work.
oh, mm, again, I've been trying to cut down the fried foods because I know on how unhealthy it is.
Yep.
Fun fact, not fun facts, but fun little thing I wish to share. I've actually had fried chicken twice. I had fried chicken yesterday for dinner, and I had fried chicken for lunch. But for fried chicken with today, I had a little bit. I had a smaller piece because I had fried chicken last night for dinner.
Yeah. Let's see. Um. We've covered most of the main food debate questions, and that's where I'm struggling. Um. Do you like Do you like salted caramel or no?
I never tried salted caramel.
The
I hear it's pretty good though.
it throws me how like I don't like it if it's too salty because I feel like it takes away from the caramel taste.
Oh, I see. Again, I never tried salted caramel, but I would like to if I ever get the chance. And
Yeah,
plus, I hear that it's more. I hear that it's pretty good because you can adjust the saltiness of the caramel. Like you can make it more sweet, you can make it more salty, or you can balance both.
that makes sense. And then let's see. Um, um, um.
Do you think pecans or pecans or whatever, however you pronounce it, belongs in ice cream? Because there's this flavor that's been going around with the the pecan nuts and it's called butter pecan and they put pecans in I think vanilla ice cream.
I don't mind pecan ice cream. Wait, so you
Me
pronounce
neither.
it you pronounce it pecan. I pronounce it pecan.
That's perfectly fine by me. Again, same word but different pronunciation.
Yeah, that's
And
another food debate question. Pecan or pecan?
again, I it doesn't really matter with me how you pronounce it because to me it's basically the same word just with a different pronunciation.
Also, do you think biting into a Kit Kat bar is wrong? Like biting into it instead of breaking it in half and then eating it?
I I mostly don't for the most part no, I don't think it's wrong.
I think it is. It is just why the hell would you do such a thing?
Mainly I take a bite out of it just to break it off and break it apart. That's why I bite it. Mainly sometimes to just break it apart. Other times I break it apart by hand.
I just break it apart by hand. It just doesn't feel natural to have it the other way.
Oh,
What do
I
you
can
what
definitely agree.
Oh, continue. What do you call the end slice of a loaf of bread?
The thin slice of the loaf of bread.
The
We
end
mainly just
slice
either call it.
the end slice of a loaf
Oh,
of bread.
oh, mainly some. Most of my family just calls it the butt of the bread. I mainly just call the end pieces of the bread.
I call those the bread heels. I don't know why they're called bread
Oh,
heels, but I call it the heels.
I see.
Can you eat cereal for dinner?
If I have nothing else to eat for dinner, like say I was left to fend for myself and I have no idea what to eat for dinner, I would eat cereal for dinner.
It depends on if, yeah,
No,
it's kind of a last resort thing for me.
same with me. But it all depends on what cereal is in the pantry. Like sometimes we have Honey Nut Cheerios, other times we have like Frosted Flakes or the little s'more cereals.
Just so you know,
Golden.
oh, sorry, continue.
No, I was just ending it there. Golden Grams.
Cool. Just so you know, Reaper, we were talking about the ends of the bread, not like the crust. But yeah. Anyways, now it's time for closing announcements. So um please let my batch and mostly Reaper know what you're planning to do with your channel.
So I don't have much playing for my channel, but I am working on a big project for like a Dandy's World alternate universe. I'm currently working on the designs of the main tunes, and I'll be posting the designs on like YouTube through the posts. So keep an eye out for the main two designs for like for Pink Star's World, because I will be working on them.
As for
I'll,
me, oh, continue.
no, you continue. I'm sorry.
No, you continue.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I got for announcements. Just keep an eye out for main two designs.
And then my closing announcements is I'm currently working on my story of my condition video. It's a serious video, so if you guys don't like serious videos, then ignore the next video I put out. And yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to really work on it though because I've been way too busy. Um, and yeah, um, and then do you have an outro?
I don't have much of an outro, but I hope to see you guys soon. Take care, everyone, and stay safe.
Anyways, yeah, thank you for having an outro. Most of my guests don't. And now I'm gonna say
You
my
will.
just subscribed out of curiosity. Thank you so much, Reaper. Um, but yeah, I would say watch my channel trailer a for like what I do on my channel. And yeah, I just don't feel like explaining what I do on my own show since most of the batch already knows what I do because they've been watching me. And yeah, anyways, I platonically love you, my donut batch, and see you in the future to come. Bye.